The province of Inner Mongolia, China, is comprised of a number of political divisions. These political divisions include some peculiar to Inner Mongolia, as a result of the incorporation of historically Mongolian administrative units into the Chinese state after 1947. Since 1947, some of these Mongolian administrative units have been renamed according to standard Chinese administrative designations that are used in other parts of China. For example, some of the former Mongolian leagues have been converted into city prefectures. Some of the Mongolian banners have been converted into counties, and some of the sumu have been converted into townships. However, there are still units in Eastern Inner Mongolia called leagues, units called banners, and units called sumu, alongside the newly renamed city prefectures, counties, and townships introduced into that province by the Chinese state since 1947. These historically Mongolian named administrative units called leagues, banners, and sumu are peculiar to Inner Mongolia as compared to governmental political units in other provinces of China. The prefecture-level units in Inner Mongolia are prefecture-level cities and leagues. Prefecture-level cities are not, as the name suggests to Westerners, only urban areas, but major geographical units including both large rural segments as well as provincial cities. The county-level units in Inner Mongolia include counties, banners, county-level cities, and districts. The township-level units are towns, townships, and sumu. The league-level units of Eastern Inner Mongolia, as defined by this project, are, from north to south, the Hulunbuir City Prefecture, the Shingon League, the Tongliao City Prefecture, and the Chufang City Prefecture. The two most important for this DVD are the Tongliao City Prefecture and the Shingon League. The city prefecture of Tongliao has 8 subdivisions. The Horqin district, the actual city of Tongliao itself, Hulungol City, Kailu County, Hure Banner, Nyman Banner, Jared Banner, Horqin Left Middle Banner, and Horqin Left Back Banner. The Shingon League, Mongolian Hingon League, has 5 subdivisions. Arshan County Level City, Jaliad Banner, South Banner, Tuchuan County, and Middle Banner. The city of Ulaanbaatar, which is both a county-level city and the capital of the Shingon League, is embedded within the Shingon League. The focus of our anthropological research in Inner Mongolia between 2002 and 2009 has been in the 2 cities of Tongliao and Ulaanbaatar and their surrounding countrysides. The ecological area. The Xing'an League in the north-central part of Eastern Inner Mongolia is characterized by rolling grasslands, rivers, and floodplains, and in some areas, small mountains. For example, the Xing'an Range, an area suitable for combined agriculture and pastoralism. The city prefecture of Tongliao, farther south, is a transitional area between the more wetter areas to the north and the drier areas to the south and southwest, and is much more flat than the area around Ulaanbaatar. Some parts of the city prefecture of Tongliao support intensive agricultural production, whereas other areas are much drier and include many areas that are classified as sandlots. The amount of rainfall varies greatly from year to year, with some years relatively wet and other years drought years. One of the interviews included in this DVD set is an interview with Zhang Yuxia, a professor of grassland science at the Inner Mongolia University for Nationalities in the city of Tongliao. Professor Zhang discusses agriculture in the Horqin Mongolian area of Eastern Inner Mongolia. The demographic area is characterized by medium-sized provincial cities compared to other parts of China. Small towns and villages in the countryside. The economic area is characterized by intensive agriculture in the wetter areas, or areas where there is water available from wells, and dryland agriculture combined with sedentary pastoralism in areas that are not supportive of intensive agriculture. Agriculture is primarily on family plots, with irrigated fields most frequently planted in corn and sometimes in rice. Pastures are sometimes sown in grass. Some crops are grown for household consumption, but most are grown for sale in local markets. Grain and oil crops are grown for sale to the Chinese state and to regional marketing companies. Animal products, such as milk and cashmere, are also sold. There are major extractive industries and power plants selling electricity into the larger region. There are also a great variety of commercial establishments in towns and cities that provide a wide variety of goods and services. Farmers and pastoralists and city people are bound together by national and regional governments, international, national, and regional trade, national, provincial, and local education, and in the local area by commerce, employment, kinship, and marriage. Religion. There are a wide variety of beliefs and practices in Eastern Inner Mongolia that anthropologists would classify as religion. Historically, the most ancient of these, but still influential today, is what I am going to call nature worship. Mongols still revere their environment and natural objects in it, mountains, trees, rivers. In traditional Mongolian religion, Mongols worship the heavens, the clear blue sky, a practice which is still evident today in the numerous blue architectural domes in Tongliao that represent the heavens. Mongols also populate nature with supernatural beings, a kind of religion that anthropologists call animism. Closely aligned to this are the beliefs in mythical beings with supernatural powers. For example, the golden mule, the great canary, and qilins, or Chinese unicorns, represented in songs and stories. Beings with magical powers who created various features in the natural environment.
Örtünün gel cinsini okşukla tomsakacıra bargun jiguran bolbol tushin gajir hılgasın bedi bargun bolbol hatmal adabin jagaran abadur tomlyo ti şolun horene galbalın dena jigun dalsan bolbol hematıksın bedi jüyşat orasın bosada barış bolot hiribisi bagların bolbol soğanata.
Also, closely aligned with this is the belief in animal totems. Mongols refer to their origin from two beings, dark gray wolf and white deer. Statues and paintings of wolves and deer are not uncommon in Eastern Inner Mongolia today. Belief in the power of magic is evident in the stories such as Suhei's Little White Horse, a horse that could talk to humans. Stories abound in Eastern Inner Mongolia about magical horses, how those horses helped their masters, and how the death of those magical horses were the origins of the Morin Hur, the horsehead fiddle. A variant of Northeast Asian shamanism was practiced by the Mongols from time immemorial. Eastern Inner Mongolia today is the major repository of that shamanism in China. Shamanism in Eastern Inner Mongolia today emphasizes healing, particularly the treatment of mental disorders and the cure of social misfits. The Yellow sect of Tibetan Buddhism, sometimes called Lamaism, arrived in what is now Inner Mongolia in the 16th century and spread rapidly, displacing shamanism and taking over some of shamanism's functions. One of the strengths of Buddhism in Mongolia before the socialist period was its close alliance with the state. Tibetan Buddhism in Mongolia was based in monasteries, which were very rich in wealth and land, and had thousands of ordinary people, in addition to the monks of that monastery, committed in service to those monasteries, although not all lived on monastery lands. Traditional stories about monks, lamas, form an essential component of songs and stories in Eastern Inner Mongolia. The songs, Beijing Lam and Alai, are two examples of humorous songs about the love between monks and women, still sung in the Horqin area of Eastern Inner Mongolia.
urgot ale na have na ur khndurotile pejita ale na angnete tarole arin temner onsut mamte imutibu bolchot indolcho sojeshu muni uchingnoran here ni kitikchin attaim de tarwashu hilung bolot or bol horvat chalukche hatagogo horogar chachgat ale na ane woto thung toljengna.
In addition to the above, there is the religious tradition in the area of ancestor worship. Most apparent in contemporary Eastern Inner Mongolia is the worship of Temujin, Chinggis Khan, whose image is quite common in the homes of Horqin Mongols. During the socialist period, of course, atheism was the official policy of the state, and many former religious sites were used for other purposes, such as warehouses, or were destroyed during the period of the Cultural Revolution, as was the case of Gegan-Sum Monastery in the Shingon League. In recent years, with the relaxation of that state policy, greater religious freedom is more evident. Tongliao now has 2 Buddhist complexes, one specifically for Mongols, built over the past 10 years, and the other under construction in 2009 for Han Chinese. The Buddhist temple in Ulaanbaatar is being built in the same park complex as the temple to Chinggis Khan. There is a massive Muslim mosque in Tongliao. But only one small Christian church. Horqin Mongol families, of course, practice rituals and ceremonies at major life events, such as ceremonies at marriage, ceremonies at the birth of children, ceremonies at significant points in the growing up of children, and ceremonies at death.